members of parliament from different countries, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank one of the senior most members of our parliament elected as I heard yesterday today in the morning for the eighth time, Sayyid Naveed Kamal, who is the president of the PGA, and he's committed not to stay for more than one term as president of PGA, like being in the National Assembly. Sherry, who looks after the affairs of PGA for Pakistan, Deputy Speaker Sir, my honorable colleagues, my minister. It's a pleasure to receive these guests from all over the world. And I'm sure these 2 or 3 days they're going to spend here, they are going to see a real Pakistan, which I am sure the international television does not show. It shows a different Pakistan, a Pakistan where war is waged, where terrorism takes place. And when you go back to Pakistan, you'll be having very good memories, inshallah, hopefully. You would have seen the real Pakistan, not what is portrayed negatively in the international media. This is a problem with the countries who are thriving, who do not play the wishes of the superpowers who want to control these countries. Today, with a sad feeling, I would like to share again what I shared today in the morning with you. We should pray for the children and women of Gaza who are being born mercilessly. I saw some footage a few hours back. It was very painful. It's our responsibility to go back to our parliament and raise the issue for a ceasefire in Palestine, so no more children, women, or young men, or old lose their lives. Hospitals are bombed. We should also I would like to remember the people from Kashmir who have suffered tremendously. In spite of the United Nations resolution, we still are at a deadlock. The suffering of the people goes on. So the better part is that I believe our President PG has arranged some cultural show also today. I don't know what kind of cultural show, how big it's going to be, but definitely I am sure you will enjoy that. And as I said in the morning, if anything goes wrong, if there's any complaint you have, you know who to catch. Sayyid Naveed Kamal. Since he is Master of Ceremonies responsible, the entire National Assembly Secretariat and PGA are under his control at the moment, not in my control, not as the Speaker or the Secretary General's control. But Naveed Kamal, ably assisted by our senior colleague Sherry, they're not senior in age, but in experience, yes, they're senior. So let's enjoy this evening, and I think you are going to give some awards, and these awards will be. And I'm sorry, Secretary General Monica, welcome to Pakistan, and thank you for hosting this show, making it possible for everyone to visit Pakistan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I would like now to ask Honorable Saeed Naveed Kamal for opening remarks. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Speaker, Ayaz Sadiq Sahab, Senator Sherry Rahman Sahiba, Honorable Deputy Speaker, our Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament from around the globe, as well as our colleagues from within this environment. Welcome to the Pakistan Parliament. As you said, you can see that on your right, is the National Assembly and Senate building, right here. Uh, and over here is the executive. Of course, the cabinet doesn't sit here, but this is the cabinet lobby. And as you look behind this screen, that is the presidency. That's where the president sits. So basically, this is the entire government. Though there are other state organs that go beyond these buildings, but in the same vicinity. So right now, we're sitting in the midst of where things are supposed to happen. And we are making it more and more likely that things happen here rather than elsewhere. This is no speech, it's just a welcoming remark. We want you to enjoy the Pakistani evening in these environments. We will be presenting the various cultures of Pakistan. But before we do that, two very well-deserved awards that are to be given out. This is PGA, the tradition that every annual forum has a Defender of Democracy award says where one or two people or organizations are recognized. And Monica will go ahead and introduce each one. But I have to say that these are two very brave women that we are honoring today, who have been fighting against all odds in their own country. That they have that they will fall and for young Ontarians and even those who are aspiring parliament. So enjoy the evening today and be ready for more speeches tomorrow. No more.
I would like now to ask very women if she could present. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, and of course the honorable yards. Yeah. Now I do this. Hina Jilani is listening because he calls me Sherry. And my script here also says Hina instead of Hina Jilani. If you notice, women get called by their first name almost like a brand. So should we accept it or should we not, Ms. Ali? So thank you very much. Gentlemen, it is really an honor and privilege to be celebrating and recognizing a truly remarkable individual and champion of human democracy and justice as we honor Hina Jilani with the Defender of Democracy Award for 2024. Why can't I see her? Where is she? There she is back. Hina Jilani's journey is nothing short inspiring. For all of us who have in the trenches, she has never moved away from her goals. Off as a lawyer, is a renowned lawyer. More than that, she's known for her dedication as a civil society activist and has dedicated her to fighting rights not only in Pakistan but across the globe. Her pioneer has paved the way for countless others, breaking barriers, inspiring young women. establishing pathways where there were none. Hina Jalani made history, Pakistan's first all-women, a bold and visionary allowed countless women to pursue legal careers and model themselves on her life. Just 6 years later, she established Pakistan's first legal center, providing essential support to those who are most in need, often vulnerable women and children who lack means to find help or rights. Throughout her career, Ms. Jilani has blazed a trail. She's taken on landmark cases that have set new standards for rights in Pakistan. She has tirelessly advocated for women, minorities, children, and political prisoners, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to justice for the most vulnerable and marginalized in society. Her work has illuminated the struggles of those who often go unheard, ensuring that their stories are brought to light and their rights are upheld. In 1992, ladies and gentlemen, her career is this distinguished, so bear with me. Ms. Jilani was appointed Advocate of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. Her influence extends beyond our borders as one of the founders of the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan. She has played a pivotal role in monitoring rights violations and advocating for those in need. The commission, established in 1986, stands today as a crucial pillar in the protection and promotion of human rights across our nation. Now, Hina Jilani's dedication did not, as I said, stop at national borders. In 2000, she was appointed the first special representative of the UN Secretary General on human rights. Human rights defenders, rather. During her 8-year tenure, she worked relentlessly to empower rights defenders worldwide, highlighting the threats they face and advocating fearlessly for their protection. Sometimes women bring us so much courage to the table that one wonders what the world would be without them. And in recognition of her invaluable contributions, Ms. Jilani was elected to the International Commission of Jurists in 2013 and has received numerous honors, including the prestigious Millennium Peace Prize for Women in 2001. Today, as we present the Defender of Democracy Award to Hina Jilani, we not only celebrate her remarkable achievements, but also reaffirm our collective commitment to the ideals she embodies. Her tireless efforts remind us that the fight for democracy and human rights is ongoing and requires her unwavering resolve. And before I close, I'd just like to say that I've known Ms. Jilani for, over 30 odd years, and she has never really, whether she believes in something or not, she has not ever become shrill or angry beyond a certain line. She has never crossed the line of politeness or rudeness, which is something a lot of young human rights defenders need to learn. She has stood in the front line of serious trenches. I've seen her myself. Sometimes I've been there with her, sometimes I've been the other side. Whichever side you're on, if you are being persecuted, she will fight for you, but she will speak with dignity, composure, and a compelling voice to all those who are opposing her. Believe me, she gets heard. And I am very glad she continues to be heard and today to be celebrated. Ladies and gentlemen, Hina Jilani. A big hand. How do we do this now? Are we going to her? Are we going to her? Mr. Malik? I don't think she can hear you. Ms. Jilani, can you hear me?
Unmute. Yeah. Yes, I can. I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us in this season. And if you would like to say some words?
Well, first of all, let me thank the parliamentarians for Global Action for giving me this honor and this privilege of being with the ceremony here and the kind of honor that I feel in being awarded this prize. I also thank Sherry for the kind words she has said. I hope it's not only because she's a longtime friend and she feels what she has said. I must say a few words here about my struggle. I don't think this is really an award that recognizes me as much as it recognizes the value of the kind of work that I and others do as human rights defenders, as democracy activists. I think this struggle was never easy. Human rights defenders in this field are always in the forefront, and they do have several challenges, including threats to themselves personally. But I think despite these, we believe that it is a struggle worth doing. And people like me have always believed more in my struggle than the achievement of goals that we have set for ourselves. Because in struggle, there is always hope. And I think the reason why I support institutions and promote institutions like the Parliament is because of our desire that institutions should be built, that the trichotomy of power in governance should be respected. I also think that people like us who think that the human rights regime actually creates the environment in which democracy and the rule of law can be preserved. And that is the reason why our struggles have always focused not just in human rights based governance in our own countries, but also pursuance of a goal where we want a rule-based order globally. And I think that this is something that has driven me not only to work nationally, but also regionally and at the international level on human rights issues. I'm at the moment addressing you from London, and I apologize for not being with you personally today to receive this very prestigious award, because I'm at the moment attending a meeting of the elders of which I am a part. This is a group that was established by Nelson Mandela to promote human rights and peace around the world. So I'm still busy, as you can guess, in the work of international peace, security, and the promotion and protection of human rights. We have a long way, of course, as human rights defenders, to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. And I must say that human rights defenders, even though their struggle is not always rewarded, they cannot afford the luxury of pessimism. We have no option but to strive, and it is in striving that we make it possible for things to remain at a level where hope exists not only with those who are struggling presently, but also with the future generations. I leave you with the last words that I can think of at the moment, which are: democracy does deserve some cheers, maybe not 3, but certainly 2 cheers for democracy. We work for the independence of Parliament. We hope that there will come a time when the parliamentarians themselves will exercise the authority that parliaments must have in order to establish the rule of law, to think of human rights as the basis and the core and the root in which their style of governance is designed. Thank you very much.
Ijilani, thank you so much for your words. I mean, you are right. You are missed here, but we understand, of course, the importance of your meeting with the elders. Thank you so much for joining us, and please stay with us for a few more minutes while we introduce the second DDA awardee. Now, I have the pleasure to introduce Honorable Millie Odhiambo, Member of Parliament of Kenya and also a member of our Executive Committee. Honorable Odhiambo, if you can come to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Salam alaikum to the Honorable Speaker, Sadat Sadiq, the President of the PGA, Navid Kamar, Senator Sherry, the Deputy Speaker, the ASG of the PGA, Monica Adame, the members of parliament here in present, the excellencies in the house, ladies and gentlemen, good evening yet again. My name, as you've been told, is Millie Odhiambo Mabona, Member of Parliament from Kenya, and it's my distinguished honor to be here today to present the second recipient of the DDA Award. And as a woman working in the area of women's rights, I am particularly humble and extremely pleased that our awardees today are both women, and especially women working in areas that are very passionate to my heart. And so it's with honor that I present Fauzia Kufi from Afghanistan. I hope she's already on the stage. Thank you and welcome, Fauzia. Thank you. Fauzia Kufi is a leading Afghan politician, an esteemed writer, and a fierce champion of women's rights. She was the first female deputy speaker of the Afghan National Assembly and one of the few women involved in the peace negotiation team representing the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. As a human rights activist, she has dedicated her life to fighting for the rights of women and girls, particularly regarding their access to education, peace, and democracy. Her work made her a target for the Taliban, and despite numerous assassination attempts, MS Kufi remained resolute in her commitments, continuing to promote gender equality, human rights, and democracy. When the Taliban took power in August 2021, MS Kufi found herself under house arrest in Kabul, her life threatened. She fled Afghanistan, but continued her advocacy work, amplifying Afghan voices on the global stage, working tirelessly for Afghan freedom, and to keep Afghanistan at the top of the international agenda. In 2023, she joined Shirin Ebadi, Iranian Nobel Peace Prize laureate, and together they initiated a powerful global campaign to end gender apartheid in Iran and Afghanistan. By mobilizing Afghan women activists and empowering them to make their voices heard, MS Kufi exemplifies the true essence of leadership, inspiring others to act and guiding humanity toward a more peaceful and inclusive future. Honorable delegates, you would agree with me that she is well deserving of the prize. Can we please put our hands together to honor her? And I wish to take this opportunity to request her to take over. If you have any words to say, it is your time, please. Go ahead.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you, Honorable Millie, MP from Kenya. And I would like to present my gratitude to the Executive Committee of Parliamentarians for Global Action for their decision to award me the Defenders of Democracy Award. I also appreciate the Speaker of National Assembly of Pakistan, His Excellency Sardar Ayaz Sadiq, for hosting this timely event. Honorable parliamentarians, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to connect virtually, and it's a regret that I'm not there in person, despite my personal desire and preparations to be there. But I could not for the reasons not in my control. I was in the beautiful building of Pakistan National Assembly for the Women Parliamentary Network hosted by the All Parliamentary Women Caucus in 2010. Those were the times when active war continued in Afghanistan and Iraq. Pakistan was hit by back-to-back explosion, and many countries in the Arab world were in the edge of revolution and political turmoil. I never imagined that when I look back in those days and say that those were simpler times. Today, we come together and see that we are living in a world where democracy and world order is challenged by profound uncertainty than ever. It seems everywhere we turn our face, we are faced with one worse thing happen than the other. Conflicts arising far bigger and more brutal than before. Today, as we speak, and as Honorable Speaker of the Parliament, Sardar Fayaz reiterated, thousands lose lives in the Middle East conflicts. Gazan children and women do not only lose life due to the war, but also to the starvation. Climate change is more real than ever before. Sometimes even destructive technologies and guns, massive destruction emerging faster than their creators can understand or be prepared for it. The economies struggling to provide opportunities for the generation in rise. All of this happens in a time of deep distrust. Distrust between government, leaders, and public has been in decline for years. What is alarming is the loss of faith and trust on the world's order and the moral authority of the governments when they need to protect the rights and the good of humanity. But this evening, I want to focus on what is happening in my country, Afghanistan, that shares 2,700 kilometers border with Pakistan. As when I look back and compare the situation from now to when I was speaking before your parliamentarians 14 years ago, life changed drastically for many people in Afghanistan after the collapse of democratic institutions in August 2021. My people, especially women in my country, face more uncertainty, suppression, and denial of their fundamental rights than before. I would like to highlight some figures as a reminder of collective failure of the institutions responsible for keeping world order to protect common values we set forth in the internationally accepted declarations and laws. For example, some of the shocking figures. Today in Afghanistan, out of 27% female parliamentarians that were delivering services and were busy in progress of their nation in 2021, there is 0 female MP. In fact, there is no parliament. From 5 female ministers delivering and were part of the progress of their nation, today 0 women working in any government offices. Today, 4 million girls eligible of going to school beyond grade 6 and university sit home and are denied of their basic fundamental Islamic rights to education. And the list goes on and on. What is striking is the connection the military extremists try to make of their self-defined actions to our beautiful religion. Islam emerged to give light in a time of darkness. Therefore, it's our collective responsibility to stand against radicalized groups who weaponize our religion for their interest. We must not allow them to ruin our culture, democracies, and create further Islamophobia. We believe in this poem by Sadi Shirazi, and I would like to repeat this, say this in our language, in my language, Farsi. I don't know how many people can understand this, but this is a very famous poem. Bani Adam azay yak paykarand, که در آفرینش ز یک گوهرند. چو عضو به درد آورد روزگار، دگر اعضا را نماند قرار. تو که از مهنت دیگران بیغمی، نشاید که نامت نهند. Adami, if we are indifferent towards suffering of one another, we may not be called part of the global human community. And if we remain indifferent towards atrocities and injustice in one part of the world, it will affect the whole humanity. As Taliban are making it hard for my people, I would like to request the highest authority of Pakistan, the National Assembly, who is the representative of people's power, to time and again prove that they are there as good neighbors when we need them. It's time to make it easier for people of Afghanistan who escape the brutality of Taliban. And I would like to make few specific requests now that I have the opportunity to speak directly to you. I request you to make it easier for those who want to come to Pakistan to process their visa, including myself. I was not able to get visa to be with you today. Despite the fact that democratic forces in Afghanistan now would like to create a new narrative and define a new narrative of their relationship with the nation and the government of Pakistan, the continued hardship we face in obtaining entry to Pakistan will not help this narrative. I would like to request you and your government and private entities in Pakistan to provide more scholarship opportunities for girls who are deprived of these fundamental rights in Afghanistan so that they could pursue and continue their education. Meanwhile, I would like to express my gratitude and thanks for the opportunity that you provided for hundreds of girls from Afghanistan to continue to study in Pakistan. I think also it's time to stand with democratic forces of Afghanistan, as military radicalization knows no border. It's a common threat to the power of people. Let's unite against injustice and zulm, as injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. I thank you.
Thank you very much. And we offer the award virtually. I hope she receives it virtually. Thank you very much. And
I gave you a lot of love in return.
Thank you. An honorable speaker, on my behalf and the Parliament of Kenya, we thank you for welcoming us here. And indeed, Pakistan is amazingly beautiful. I love Islamabad. And when I pretend to speak Espanol, I would say it's verdaderamente estupenda. It's truly stupefying. It's beautiful. It's one of the world's best kept secrets. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you very much for your time, for your speeches, for your participation, and of course, welcoming us here. With this, we close the ceremony of the Defender Award 2024. Thank you so much.
Honorable delegates for the Parliamentarians for Global Action, respected members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Fahim Bangish. I'll be your host for the cultural evening for today on behalf of Pakistan National Council of the Arts. Democracy is indeed a beautiful concept, because whenever we speak of democracy, we speak of people. And when we speak of people, we speak of cultures. Because we know that in democracy,